Previously on Supply Run Himalayas.
Right now we could be in Manali getting items.
How would we get there?
Doesn't the driver work for us?
If you get a scratch on it, they're gonna take your whole deposit.
Because he came through with that, does that now necessarily mean we need to go through him for every other item that we now need?
I really don't see a better option. And honestly, I know he's marking things up.
He's the one setting the pace. He's the one making the decisions. To me, that is a recipe for delays.
So I've been sick for a few days. I thought it was just a sinus infection, but it's getting progressively worse. I get really tired and shitty at nighttime.
Option one is he comes with us. Option two is he takes the second camper later in the day that's supposed to be coming behind. Option three is he takes a taxi back to Manali, takes a flight home.
All I keep thinking is if I'm trapped in a tent every night feeling this shitty for the next 5 days as we get higher in altitude, it's like a recipe for disaster. Like, I won't be helpful to the mission. Like, I will be a liability. So I don't want to be that.
What are your opinions on the time frames and how they're going to get it done? What do you think?
The tough roads they're taking, that's like a challenge. Like 2 days, I don't think that they will make it in 2 days, because the thing is, like, if they go in a rush, then maybe they can make it in 2 days, but that can be risky. So it's better like to take 2-3 days easily to go, and not to drive too much late at night. That's what I will say. So 3 days I will take. If it rains, there can be landslide. That more over depends on the weather.
We gotta get on the move. Jake's sick, he's laying in bed right now. We're trying to get everything wrangled up. Got a solar water heater supposed to be delivered by 12 o'clock. The portable toilet, as well as the other hand loom, the new hand loom, has got to be built. It's gonna take a couple of days, so they're gonna ship that up when it's done. But right now we're gonna go and take some wrenches here and take apart the used hand loom so we can start putting it in the truck and getting on the road. But we gotta get going. It's just, the problem is things move a little bit differently here, a little slower. And shops we need to get get some supplies won't open until about 10:30. So sitting around and hurrying up to wait. All right, so let's start with maybe these top ones. Yeah. That pipe wrench gonna be too big? WD-40 out. Nobody? Like I said. If we got here like 3 or 4 days earlier, we'd be in a better position to. Carry these things down.
All right, we just took apart a hand loom that we bought, so we're gonna show up to Sural Bhatori with this used hand loom. It is in pretty good shape though. We also have a new one that will be arriving about 2 days after we arrive. We're waiting for our transportation, the truck. It's only a few blocks that way, but who knows? Maybe he got stuck behind a landslide or something, we'll see. So now we just wait again. I guess we're just gonna continue to rely on Vicky for everything. So if it works out. We've putting way too much stock into one person. I don't think it's a smart move. Could be wrong. So at this point, see what happens.
No one is comfortable with Vicky. It's just a lot of over-promising and like half delivering. I think the issue is that every time we asked him why he was doing this, he would say out of the goodness of his heart. and we know he's overcharging us, which is honestly fine, but the shadiness comes from the fact that he's lying about it.
$30,000 for the new hand loom.
23,000?
Yep. One of the biggest adjustments we often have to make on these types of trips is just the concept of time. Where we're coming from, it's super rigid, right? Everything needs to get done and time blocked, whereas here in some cultures it's a little more lax and it'll happen when it happens. And so we're threading this needle right now between pressing, and like this is just how things work. At the end of the day, none of this would have been a problem had we gotten here 2 days earlier like we planned on.
Truck looks surprisingly empty.
That's the tank. So we'll undo.
They are saying it's probably better to put it on the other camper that is coming later, but we're not about that. So we're going to try to pack it onto our camper. The dream was that we left yesterday. If we left yesterday, we could kind of take our time to get all the way up to Sural Bhatori. 2 or 3 hours here, 2 or 3 hours the next day, camp, take our time, etc. But essentially what we did was we compressed what should have taken maybe 6 or 7 days if we just did this by ourselves, of getting all of these supplies, getting transportation, packing it all together and going, and we try to compress that into about 1.5 days. I think we've done it. Never really sure until we're up there, but now we're leaving a day later, and so we might have to get there in 2 days instead of 3 or 4 days.
We're taking off. We're taking off 2 hours later than we expected today. Probably about a day later than we expected in general, but we're trying to make things happen, and we forked over a bunch of cash to see if we can make all these other things happen, so hopefully they turn out. I mean, he's been helping us the whole time, and I think he can pull it off, but we'll find out in the next couple of days if we can get all the rest of the stuff up delivered at the same time we arrive. Oh, we finally go. So right now we have the solar water heater. We've got the cream separator for the yak milk, a used hand loom. We're waiting for a new hand loom, waiting for the toilet, waiting for, or about to buy the yak, but we need to get the cash delivered to us so that we can get the yak up in Kilar or around there. We found this homestay and we're able to basically camp out on this guy's roof under the stars, which is sweet. And then Jake, he keeps getting worse, so he's gonna be able to get a bed tonight and see if he can actually heal up a little bit more so he can continue to push to Sural Bhatori tomorrow.
Up next on Supply Run Himalayas.
We had this expectation to deliver all these amazing things. It sounds like we're gonna definitely have to ante up and do, a secondary run from the States and just get our local contacts to finish the job. The person that we trusted did not give us all the pieces to one of the frames and did not give us good pieces to actually do the hand loom. It's unfortunate that that it turned out that way. Honestly, I feel pretty bad about it. Lesson learned for sure. First time mistakes, we're not gonna make it the second time. Another special thanks for this episode goes out to childhood friend, man. Johnny P and Maria. I don't know why this is so hard to do, but you've been there since day one. Maria, you've been there since the day I met you. Forever grateful for that. Been rocking Johnny Burrito's hat all throughout India, really in the mountains there. It's too hot for Delhi, but throughout Sural Bhatori, we've been rocking this hat. Dude, I've loved seeing you build Johnny Burritos and how we can support each other in all these endeavors, man. So grateful for your friendship, your love, your support, especially the contribution to this supply run.
Thanks, Johnny, man. And Maria, I really appreciate you guys. I mean, Johnny, you were there since I was a kid as well. Even though I was younger, you always included me. And even now you're here for my brother, especially these last several years. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Johnny, thank you. Learned a lot about you on this trip, obviously. And don't worry, I'm not letting Trad drive with cereal holes. Thank you.